I think that's the point of it. My girlfriend thought it was a good idea. So I'm sorry to disappoint some of the gentlemen in the room.
Well, it is such an exciting opportunity to be here at the Mastery, and I'm sitting here, no doubt, with the Masters. And we are curious to know where you see the industry going with all of your experience. Where do you see the industry going in the future here in the U.S. and internationally? Robert, why don't we start with you?
Well, you know, it's just great. We're defined by who we hang around. And the more we see things like this happening, then it's only good news for the world of hairdressing, because as Tabatha mentioned, 30 years ago, 25 years ago, you know, this type of thing didn't happen. When I come in the car today, we had the same limo driver, and I tapped the window and I said, "Are you here for somebody?" He said, "I'm here for Roger," and he looked me up and down, because he was so sure he wasn't here for me. I sometimes travel with John Paul, and he knows this everywhere we go. They're like, random security check. And he distanced himself. My boss, I love him. But when I really think about what makes the biggest difference, when I sit in first class and people say, "What do you do?" and I say, "Well, I'm a hairdresser." And I just think that that's the part that is the most profound. So when I look at characters like Lucy and some of the people we get around, they make me a better hairdresser, and I just think that that's why most of you are in this room. We need a mecca, we need a place that inspires us, we need a place that touches our heart and souls, that reignites us perhaps when we first had that dream to go to beauty school. So this type of thing may seem unusual today, but it will become the norm around the world. I think they've just started an epidemic, and this will be an infectious culture, as we've already proven with our Paul Mitchell culture. So the best is still to come, but Yahoo, congratulations to Lucy and team for making it start. Somebody's got to start the fire, and they did it, and I can't believe we're part of it. So Yahoo, congratulations.
Tabatha?
Look, I agree with everything that Robert just said. I think I always look at a business perspective, and as Robert just said, it's great to be a hairdresser sitting in first class, and it's pretty cool to be a hairdresser with a TV show. And, you know, it's something that I never would have imagined. I became a hairdresser because I loved hairdressing, and that's all I've ever loved. And people still say to me, "What do you do?" And I say, "I'm a hairdresser." That's the first answer. I am a hairdresser that plays a hairdresser on TV, and I'm lucky enough to be able to do that. And it's amazing, but even 10 years ago, we wouldn't have seen that. We wouldn't have seen a hairdresser with a TV show. And the thing that, you know, as I said when I came out here, I love business, and we don't all love business. Some of us just love to do hair, and that's fantastic. Some of us love business and love numbers, and I'm lucky enough to like both. And it's always amazing to me when I go into people's businesses and people say to me all the time, "Well, that was so silly. How can that person do that or open a business and think they'll be successful?" Because they haven't had anywhere to go to learn those better skills. They haven't gone anywhere to take those business classes or had someone that actually just gives them the business classes that pertain to their industry and to the passion that they have, and really tap into it to show people how you can be a hairdresser and keep your artistry and your passion and your love alive, but you can also be a really good business person and worry about the numbers and worry about the margins and worry about the growth. And the two things together make for a very, very, very successful business owner and entrepreneur. So, you know, it's great to, again, to come to a place like this where both are married so beautifully together, that I think that sometimes hairdressers get scared. If you put the business into it, you take the hairdresser out of it. That's not the case at all. If you put the business into the hairdresser, you just have a really slamming business, and it's pretty unstoppable, and that's amazing.
You know, Robert wasn't kidding, by the way. We're on a trip to Spain. We go through London to get there. And Robert is randomly searched. And of course, I'm detained because he's randomly searched. Coming back, we're going from Spain back to the United States, and there's two guys that look like Al-Qaeda terrorists right in line with us. I said, "Robert, on this one, let me go ahead of you. Let's just see what happens." So I go ahead of Robert, right through security, no problem at all. "Robert, sir, we're going to randomly search you, randomly select you." Again, right, the two terrorists walk straight through. They weren't terrorists, but they look like it. But Robert's one of the greatest human beings to travel with. He's a good buddy, you should probably know, but that goes in international. Traveling to every single continent on the planet, other than Antarctica, there's no salons down there, but we travel the world, and what I have found is this: the world is becoming more cohesive. Before, what they did in Asia was different than the United States. What What they did in the UK maybe was different than what they did someplace else. But I'm finding more and more that the whole world, with technology and with all the communications we have, is becoming much more cohesive, where hairstylists worldwide are kind of on the same vibe, doing kind of the same thing, the same direction. And they're all looking for something. What's the next step? Obviously, being here, realizing we have this advanced school, which is the next step that is now available, I think affects the entire world, not just the United States of America.
Okay.